Final Fantasy is a popular video game franchise that has been around for decades. As with any long-running series, there are installments that fans love and others they don't connect with as much. Final Fantasy XII is one such game that, despite being critically acclaimed with a 40 out of 40 Famitsu score, didn't quite hit the mark for some longtime fans of the series. However, with the release of the remaster, Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age, many people have revisited the game and fallen in love with it all over again. In this video, I'll discuss a longtime rumor about Final Fantasy XII and explain why it's simply untrue. For years, one of the most common criticisms of Final Fantasy XII was that the game's main character, Vaan, was added last minute because Square Enix wanted to appeal to a younger audience. The rumor was that the game's original director, Yasumi Matsuno, had envisioned Basch as the main character, but Square Enix forced him to include Vaan to make the game more marketable. However, Matsuno himself has directly debunked this rumor several times, including recently in response to a question I asked him on Twitter. Vaan was present in the game's initial concept stage as a character called Aqua, and was shown in much of the early concept art and footage. Many people dislike Vaan as a character and feel he doesn't significantly impact the story. However, this is also untrue. Final Fantasy XII has a much larger narrative scope than the previous games in the franchise, and the focus is not solely on the main character's journey to save the world. The game is about unity, social class, and the importance of working together. Vaan represents the struggles of an orphan trying to find his place in society, and his character serves as a foil to Princess Ashe. Vaan's importance in the story is further underscored by the fact that he serves as a narrator for many of the game's sequences. Matsuno had envisioned Vaan as the main character to allow players to experience the world of Ivalice through the eyes of someone unfamiliar with it. As the game's development progressed, the focus of the story shifted towards Princess Ashe, but Vaan remained an important character in the narrative. He also undergoes the most personal growth throughout the story, transforming from a brash and impulsive youth into a more mature and introspective adult. This scene here encapsulates his growth as a character.
Rustler.
You saw him, didn't you? Like at the King's tomb.
So you did see him too. But why?
It's strange. Before, I didn't even know what you looked like. And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows? Maybe the person I saw was my brother.
Basch told me about him.
He enlisted right at the end. But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
To protect something.
How could he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Rastler? Did that make sense? Hating the Empire, getting revenge, it's all I ever thought about. But I never did anything about it. I mean, I realized there was nothing I could do. It made me feel hollow, alone. And then, I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate, or some other stupid thing. Just anything to keep my mind off it. I was running away. I needed to get away from his death. That's why I followed you. You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose. To find some real answers. Some reasons. If I stick with you, I think I will.
I wish I knew.
I'll find them.
So why do people still cling to the idea that Vaan was a last-minute addition to Final Fantasy XII? One reason may be that they simply don't like Vaan. However, this is not a good reason to dismiss his place in the story. Another reason might be that people see Final Fantasy XII as a failure, because it was the first game in the series without Hironobu Sakaguchi. However, Yasumi Matsuno was already a legendary game designer who had been handpicked by Sakaguchi himself. The last thing is, Matsuno left development about a year before the game release. There have been so many rumors that surrounded why exactly this was, and so when you try to piece it together, it definitely can get a little bit convoluted. In conclusion, Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age is a game that has stood the test of time. While some fans may not have connected with it initially, many have revisited it and discovered its brilliance. It's fascinating to see that Matsuno is so open in debunking this long-standing rumor about the game. Vaan wasn't shoehorned into Final Fantasy XII, and his importance to the story cannot be understated. Spoiler warning, this is a very important scene for many of the characters in the plot.
King Wraithwall stood here. With this sword, he cut the Suncrest and took its power in his hand.
But you're going to use the sword to destroy the Suncrest. Aren't you, Ash?
Don't interrupt me, Vaan. You want revenge? You would have me use the stone? You would have me destroy the Empire? Is this my duty? Is this what you want? I cannot.
Why do you hesitate? Take what is yours. The Christ is a blade. It was meant for you. Wield it. Avenge your father. Yes, it was I who wore Basch's face, who cut down the life of Dalmasca. Lady Ash, your father's murderer is here.
You and Rex!
I slew your king. I slew your country. Do these deeds not demand vengeance? Yes, good. Find your wrath. Take up your sword. Fight, and serve those who died before you.
A Judge Magister there was. 2 years passed. He took in his hand the Midlight Shard, stolen from Nabradia, and used it not knowing what he did. And Nabudis was blown away. Cid ordered this of him, to learn the Nethicite's true power. That man swore never to let such terrible power be used again. He forsook his Judicious plate and his name.
Judge Zect.
It's been too long, Gabranth. Reach out your hand, Lady Ash. But remember, that which you must grasp is something beyond revenge, something greater than despair. Something beyond our reach. Try as we might, Gabranth, history's chains bind us too tightly.
No, we cannot escape the past. This man is living proof. What is your past, daughter of Damaska? Did you not swear revenge? Do the dead not demand it?
Wrestler, my prince, our time was short. Yet I know this. You are not the kind to take base revenge! The wrestler I knew is gone.
You are our saint, Tashalia Banagin. You must use the Nephesite. You must be the one to straighten history's weave.
I am no false saint for you to use.
Basch.
In all Dalmasca's long history, not once did we rely on the Dusk Shard. Our people resolved never to use it, though their need might be dire. That was the Dalmasca I wanted back. To use the stone now would be to betray that. I will destroy the Sun Crest. I will discard the stone.
You claim no need of power? What of your broken kingdom's shame? The dead demand justice!
You're wrong. What would change? I can't help my brother now. My brother's gone. He's dead.
Even with power, we cannot change what is past. What is done, is done.
Yet without power, what future can you claim? What good a kingdom you cannot defend?
Then I will defend Queen and Kingdom both.
Final Fantasy XII is a game that broke new ground in the series and continues to be celebrated for its gameplay, storytelling, lore, world building, and character development. What's your opinion of Vaan? I personally have felt that Ivalice was the main character of Final Fantasy XII, with each character being a piece of a larger puzzle.